Okay, let's just take a look at where we're at here. We're down into our troubleshooting section. And so we've got some notes here. We've got that LNX itself responded favorably, but Windows, I was using Windows 11 and DC1. Those did not respond favorably other than they were happy they could get a response for something out of dev.ak.bobstaco.com. And the error message that we kept getting back was query refused. Now that is a good troubleshooting term. You can search that on the internet and you can find a lot of discussion about this. The 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 DNS that's running on OpenSUSE is the same DNS that's running on the majority of Linux distributions, and it's a package called bind. Berkeley Internet Name Daemon. Been around for a very long time. I believe the current version is version 9. And in troubleshooting, we can do we can like visit help and forums for OpenSUSE. What we can also troubleshoot based on the package itself, and that's bind. And that's what I did. And so let me show you some of the tools that we're going to use. I like to get these in print so that you can see them if you need to pause the video and take a look at these. Let me explain the three of these to you. These are tools that we're going to use. So the first one, this is how we are going to edit the file. So this is the name of the file. This is where it is in the file system. And then this is the built-in editor nano. Now, if we just run nano etc named.conf, we will be able to view the file. Same also if we did cat. Cat is a view only. It lets you view the contents of text files, just view them as all. Nano lets you open them, but we will need to super user or either su or sudo in order to have nano become capable of doing modifications or writing to named.conf. Okay, so the named.conf is in the etc directory. The command that I believe is missing is this one here. This is what we need to add. Okay, right now it's not told that it's okay for outsiders to query the DNS server, and so we want to add this command, allow query, and there's a particular section that we'll put it in. We'll put it in what's referred to as the options section, and then we'll retest. So this is that command that I keep talking about, where rather than reboot the server, if we're just making changes to DNS, we can issue this command, service space named.conf, and that will cause it then, oh, I missed something here. We got to add the word restart on the end of it. Okay. Okay, did we get that? Okay. All right, so that's how you restart it from the command line service named.conf restart. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Now, what I want to do is I want to go through this slowly enough, but I don't want to belabor any points. So I'm not sure how many videos are, but I'll keep them. You know, I won't let them run too long. But this is the heart and soul of learning Linux. Okay. So what I want to do first of all is I'm going to nano etc.named.conf. Let's take a look. Okay. Now you notice that down here it's in read-only mode. And that's because we didn't super user it, but we can still look through it. So over here on the left, we've got these pound symbols. Pound symbols, or I believe it's 2 forward slashes, identify a comment to the file. In other words, this is just notes to help you understand how to use the file. This is where most Linux administrators work, is in these files, not in a graphical interface like YAST. YAST is very convenient, and I really appreciate YAST, but when it comes to serious troubleshooting, I found we could not solve this problem using the DNS plugin in YAST. Okay, so here is a command that's actually valid, and it's options. So what we're doing here in this file is it's opening the options category. But again, everything that's got a pound symbol is a comment. Now for troubleshooting, what I found helpful, but I won't do it in the video, is I found it helpful to save a copy of this original file and then create a second file that I could work with. Maybe I will show you that. But let me just continue working through the file. So as we work through the file here, what you're seeing is you're seeing notes. Now this isn't a note. I would prefer if this was left justified. So I'm going to do that as I go down through it. That kind of just makes them jump out to me. So here's another one that's not a note. That's actually doing something. I won't do them all. I just want to get to some key ones. So this one I may come back to later. If I determine that forwarders aren't working, then this is how I would enable forwarders. I would left justify this. I would remove the pound symbol, and I would then add my IP addresses for my forwarder, which is DC1. But I'll put it back the way it was. Okay. So you can see lots and lots of comments here. And when you're getting help from other people, it's difficult for those who are helping you to sort through. One gentleman referred to these as the waffle marks. A very helpful gentleman. He was very helpful, but he referred to those as waffle marks, and I was following how he was helping someone else, and he removed all the waffle marks. Okay, this one's important. Okay, let's keep going down here. All right, so what I'm not seeing here is I'm not seeing anywhere where it says it's okay for anybody to query the DNS server. Yeah, it's a pretty long file. So what we're going to do is we're going to add that. Okay. Think, well, Randy, how do you know where to add it? Well, that is a little bit tricky. It needs to be before that. So I'm going to put it here after the notify. No, I'm going to add that. So it's allow query, and the syntax is critical. Any semicolon space squiggly bracket semicolon. Now, good etiquette would be that above this I put a pound symbol and I put added by R.Graves 2/24/22. Okay, all right. And then now what we need to do is to save it. Actually, I'm in read-only mode, right? I believe so. Let's see if I can write. Write is Control-O. Yeah, I'm in read-only mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to come back in and, well, I'll do it with you. Okay, so I closed it out, and what I need to do is I'm going to go ahead and just switch user. So you have two options. You can do sudo, and I'll show you. You can do this. You can do sudo, sudo, and then open the file. That would work, and it makes you super user just for that one instance. The other thing that you can do is you can just switch to super user, and I'll demonstrate that this time. So I say switch user. If you put a name after it, it'll switch to that name. If you just put SU for switch user, it'll switch to the root user, which is the super user or full authority user. Okay. And you can see here that my prompt changed. So now I do a nano. Let's see. Okay. I scroll down. I need to be in the options category, but I'm going to go down to before the end of it. You know, let me do one other thing with you before I do this. Control X. Let me copy the file. I spelled it wrong. Okay, and good etiquette would be that we also go in and verify that file. So I'm going to, again, slow and steady. I go up some directories. I'm just going to go cd/etc. Okay, notice the prompt changed, and I'm going to do an ll. There's all the files in there, and what I want to do is in ls named.star. See what we got. I don't see my backup copy there, so let's try that again. So we say copy named.conf to name. Oh, excuse me, making a lot of mistakes here today. Okay, let's do that command again. There it is. Okay, all right. And what are you saying? Well, we're going to be messing with the key file, and by creating a copy of the original, we can always then copy that back, and so it's like a safety net. Okay, let's go back in. We can run nano. We're already in the etc directory, but I'll just be consistent here. Okay, I come down to see, there's actually the command that we want to do. Let's go ahead and use that. Or let's do this. Let's put ours right below it. So this is where it's specifying only the local host, allow query, and that's of course local host. So let's mimic that now with allow query. Okay, and again, syntax is critical. Okay, so did we do okay? All right, I hope so. So what we want to do then is we want to write that. So that's down here. That's Control O. It says file name to write, etc named.conf. Yep. So we wrote it, and then we want to exit, which is down here, Control X. And then now is where we would issue that command to restart the service. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart the service, and then I'm going to test, and then let's compare notes. So the command to restart the service is service named restart. Okay. All right. All right. So I'm going to wrap up this video, and I'll see you in the next video, and we compare troubleshooting notes.